Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the SuperOK Podcast, where we try to do a decent enough job to entertain folks with our opinions on video games. My name is Zando, and I will be your host today, and I am joined by nobody, just the infinite loneliness of being alone on my birthday. That's right, I'm recording on my birthday all by myself because everybody else is on vacation or sick or on a boat or making up excuses, who knows? But guess what? I don't care because that means I get to do my own thing today. I was going back and I was archiving all the episodes, right? Like what the name of the episode was, what the topic was, who was on the episode, who hosted so we could have bragging rights. And then I saw the SuperOK Radio episode from very early on in the run. I forgot that happened, where Dale stole my style from my old show, The Legend of Retro, and just had a whole episode of just video game music. And I thought, I can do that. What better way to celebrate my birthday than to talk about video game music? And I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to play it for you. I'll tell you what the song is and we'll listen and all that. It's going to be a great time. But every week, we talk about our high point of the week. And for me, this week, besides the fact that it's my birthday, I got to go see the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, Mutant Mayhem, produced by Seth Rogen with all the fun animation and everything. And it was great. I really enjoyed it. There were a couple story beats that I maybe would have done differently or chosen differently. Just a few tweaks. I'm not going to say anything here because the movie doesn't officially come out until today when you're listening to or actually tomorrow when you're listening to the podcast. But I got to see it early. They had a couple advanced screenings. I'm a huge Ninja Turtles fan. I've seen every single one of the movies the day they came out in theaters ever since the first one in 1990 my brother took me to. So we've kind of kept that tradition alive and continued to see everyone, even the awful Michael Bay movies. So we just kind of keep that tradition going and was very excited to see that. So that was my highlight of the week. Let me know what your highlight of the week is in our Discord, the SuperOK Discord. And what was great about your week. But without further ado, let's just dive right in. You're kind of done listening to me kind of try to talk to myself here. So let's listen to some music, and we're going to tie it in with my highlight of the week. I'm going to start this week's episode with a song from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. It's called We Ain't Came to Lose by Ghostface Killah and Raekwon.
To meet you, now I'm here to beat you with full force, mess up your facial features. Hasta la vista, I'm selling all y'all little Caesars. All y'all stuff your face with is pizza crack like a hard-boiled egg on Easter. See these muscles on me? I could beat your teacher. I'll defeat Leonardo, y'all become the weakest. I take off all of your mass and dismantle your features. Shredder, I cross the line like a letter. Smash all of you turtles, put you back together. Indeed, I squish turtles like a tight girdle. Any obstacle, I clear it like a high hurdle. My stomach cringes for all of you fake ninjas. Fighting you are winless, show you what revenge is. Diabolical move, strike with mad vengeance. Ask Splinter, he know I'm coming with bad intentions. We ain't came to lose. 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 I think it's time to call the wolves. Still face foot playing villains and more. With heroes in a half shell going to war. Got the city under siege and they holding the fort. Got extra large pizza boxes all on the floor. Get sized up by a negative force. Your time's up on whatever you thought. Individual starving the floor. So the samurai swords on point for the cause.
Dangerous metals highlight the reign of terror. The twilight meets the reign of shredder. All for one and train together. The dark clouds and the strangest weather. Breaking news, the front line sprayed with ooze. No sunshine, only dangerous rules. We fly with nunchucks that'll tame the crews and lace the enemies. We ain't came to lose. 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 That team cruise.
Man, I was so excited when I played this game last year and heard all the music was just so good in that game. If you've not played Shredder's Revenge, go back and do it. It's a great homage to all the classic Ninja Turtles games. The mechanics are great. The characters are fun. The music is phenomenal. I mean, the woo is in the soundtrack. Same with my personal favorite singer of all time, Mike Patton, doing the classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song. Man, there's just nothing to not like in that game other than the fact that it ends. But it kind of doesn't, because we got DLC coming up soon, and that's really exciting. So I've kind of cemented myself as the retro dude here on SuperOK, and that's fine with me. I'm going to do my best not to play too much old stuff. I'm going to try to get out of my comfort zone here a little bit. So today I'm going to kind of bounce back and forth between games that that just came out last year, or, well, almost last year, at least a game I played last year, right? It's semi-new. And then we'll go back to some other stuff that's a little bit older. I'm not going to have a whole bunch of 8-bit stuff this week. I think I've only got one 8-bit song this week. A lot of it's still fairly new. Anyway, my next song, we're going to jump into, let's just do the NES song here real quick. This is Castlevania 3, Demon Seed, by Hidenori Miyazawa, Jun Funahashi, and Yuki Muramoto. Jumping back to something a little more modern, one of the surprise hits of last year was Neon White, the first-person platformer, sort of. Just crazy game where you're collecting cards to get new powers and run through and get the fastest time you can on all the different levels. It's a game I didn't finish for whatever reason, and it came out in the summer of last year, and I was playing it quite a bit, and then I think I went on vacation and just kind of forgot about it and started going through randomizers again, because that's a trap that I always fall into. But the music was actually pretty good. The songs are a little bit long, so I'm going to cut this one short a little bit, but this one's called Sin to Win from Neon White. This is composed by Machine Girl. Jumping back into another older game, still, again, fairly new. Most of the games of my older selection are from 2000 or later. Actually, I think they're all from 2010 or later. It might even more than that. So let's jump into the next one. This is called Sponge Cave Spelunking. This is from Yoshi's Woolly World, composed by Tomoya Tomita and Misaka Asada. That was YOURLOVE. Like why? The question why? OOHUYOUARE. And then LOVE. It's a great song. That's from Everhood, which was released in 2021. So still fairly new. I played it for the first time last year. Soundtrack is incredible. If you like Undertale and Guitar Hero and rhythm games, check it out. It's not like Guitar Hero in the sense that you're trying to hit things at the right time, but it's kind of that similar track of like 5 things coming at you and you have to be able to dodge that. It's a lot of fun. It's a quirky story, fun characters, and just an excellent soundtrack. And just so we don't get too much whiplash going from a slow song like Sponge Cave Spelunking to YOURLOVE, let's keep it a little bit more upbeat, a little more dancey with a song from Battle Block Theater called Dream of Freedom, and this is composed by Patrick Catani. I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but if you haven't had a chance to play Battle Block Theater and you like Castle Crashers, you like that style, you like that sense of humor, you like challenging platformers, check out Battle Block Theater. It's worth it for the soundtrack and the narration alone. Let's take it back. Don't worry about the soundtrack. The narration alone is worth the price of admission. I go back and listen to it constantly. It cracks me up. I love the narration. It's so good. Even if you don't want to play the game, just go on YouTube and watch the narration, all the cutscenes. The narrator does such a wonderful job. It really sells that game. Let's jump to a game that's it's an older one. I think it came out in 2016. It's not very well known. I tried it out because I've always wanted to learn Japanese, and I'm just, my ADD-esque brain just won't let me do it. I get too into it, and then I forget about it, and then I just forget all the stuff I learned. But they made a series of games called Learn Japanese to Survive. There's Hiragana Battle, Katakana Battle, and Kanji Combat. Katakana Wars, I think. Anyway, it's an RPG Maker style game where the enemies are Japanese letters or characters, and you have to identify them in order to deal damage. Again, made with RPG Maker, the battle music has no business being as good as it is, but here it is. It's insane, and I love it, so check it out. If you asked me if that was from a game that's trying to teach you a new language, I'd say you're crazy and get out of my house. But I played it, and it is. And I love that, just how intensely heavy that guitar is for something like, otherwise the music is like pretty tranquil or whatever. And then it's like, and it's so good. And I just, as someone who loves grinding in JRPG style games, it's so nice to hear that. It reminds me of the battle music, or rather the boss battle music from Blue Dragon. Just insanely metal and wonderful, and I loved it. Well, to switch gears, we're going to go to something a little bit softer, a little bit slower, a little bit more peaceful, something that you want to just listen to on a rainy day, because that's what it sounds like to me anyway. This is from Mega Man 11. This is Fuse Man's theme, but it's a little bit different. If you pre-ordered the game, or even now, I guess you get it for free, you can download an alternate soundtrack for the Robot Master themes, and it's just instrumental as opposed to the kind of techno-y sound that they had for everything else. This is mostly like a jazz piano kind of cover, and I love it. This is one of my favorite songs. I go back and listen to it over and over again. Again, this is Fuse Man, instrumental for Mega Man 11, composed by Marika Suzuki. For those of you keeping score at home, I have bounced back and forth between what I consider a new game and an older game every other song. So I'm going to break that now to go into our next song. And this is a double dip here. We're going to listen to Vanilla Lake from Super Mario Kart, and then I'm going to play a cover afterwards because I remember Dale played a cover, so I'm going to do it too. So here is Super Mario Kart's Vanilla Lake, composed by Soyo Oka. That is the 1UP's cover of Vanilla Lake. I love that cover. They actually have a whole album of just Super Mario Kart covers, and it's fantastic. I've preached the gospel of the 1UPs on this podcast pretty much every episode I've been on. But if you love video game music and you love that style of cover, check out all their music. It's available on Apple Music, I know for sure. I'm pretty sure it's on Spotify. Pretty much anywhere you can play music, I'm sure you can find the one-ups. Support them wherever you can. They're a great group of musicians, and I just love all the things they do. So we're going to end the episode with the most recent game that I've played. This game came out just about a week or two ago. I talked about it on the last episode. It's called Gravity Circuit. I just recently finished this game. I guess a second time, but I'm planning on going back and playing it a bunch. I've almost got all the achievements, and I'm excited to wrap that up. I'm loving this game so much, especially now that I'm learning the ins and outs of the mechanics and the levels and everything. It's just a great game. If you're a Mega Man X fan, you like Bionic Commando swinging around and stuff like that, check it out. It's a great game, and the soundtrack is pretty sweet. You'll hear this one here is the theme of Ray or Optic Circuit, and this is composed by Dominic Ninmark. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of the SuperOK Podcast. If you're still listening, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the music and maybe found a new song you dig. Let me know in the SuperOK Discord which track you liked best. The link to the Discord can be found in the episode description or on our website at superokpodcast.com. You can find me there as Xando Calrissian and just about anywhere else, really. Show notes for this episode, including a track listing, are available for our Patreon supporters. If you're interested in supporting the show, check out patreon.com/SuperOKPodcast. You can also support us by sharing the podcast or leaving a review wherever you're listening. With all that out of the way, all I have left to say is thanks again for listening, and fuck you again, Dan. See ya! Hidden track time!
Secret! It's a secret! It's a secret! It's a secret! Skip-a-dooby-doo, skubba-dubba-dubba, bubba-dee-bop, habba-dooby, skubba-dubba-dubba, skubba-dum-dum-dee-dee, skubba-dubba-dip, scooby-dooby-dip, skubba-dubba-dip, skubba-dooby, now you're talking. Hey!